Well, most windows these days come all assembled from the factory. This is a vinyl clad window and has this vinyl nailing flange along the side to nail it against the sheathing. Vinyl and aluminum cladding are popular these days because of reduced maintenance, but of course we still use a lot of wooden windows. The first thing you need to consider about windows is the size. Windows are sized by the opening. This one is 2 feet 8 inches wide and 4 feet 6 inches high, and it's called a 2846. You also need to consider the outside of the frame dimension, and this one is 33 3/4. You need to know the frame size and add about 1/4 inch to each side for shimming space. I've prepared this rope opening 34 1/4 inches, a ½ inch greater than the overall frame size. We also need to talk about the jamb thickness. This is a ½ inch plywood sheathing on the outside, a 2x4 wall, and we'll put ½ inch drywall on the inside. That'll give us a dimension of 4½ inches. When I measure the jamb thickness on the window, and that's 4½ inches also, which means that this jamb will fit just right. Your wall thickness might be greater, and in that case you'd have to add a jamb extension on the inside. So I'll just pick the window unit up, put it in its place, and adjust it until it's about in the middle of the opening. And then I'll check it for level. Take my 2-foot level and check the head. Well, it looks like the left side has to be raised a little bit, but to be sure I'll check the sill. So I have an assistant on the inside who's going to slip a shim shingle under this leg when I raise it. Okay, let's try that. A little bit more. Okay, that's good. Now I'll check it for plumb. Well, that's plumb, and it's straight. That's good. Check this side. All right, that's plumb and straight. That's good. I've started with this window because this is an easy installation, but with a window or a door, it's very important that the head and the sill be level and the sides plumb and straight. I'm going to attach this to the wall by driving a nail at the top on both sides. And then one on the bottom on both sides. I'll check the jamb and I'll show you why. Even though it's attached top and bottom, I can still move the jamb in and out. And like this. I'll use my 4-foot level for a straight edge. It has a little bow in the middle, and I'll take that out with a shim shingle. Well, this is what a rough opening usually looks like. There's more space here at the bottom. I'm going to put my finger in here, but I can't put it in here at the top. I'll take this bow out with a shim shingle, and I'll use a taper of these shingles to fill up the space as neatly as possible. This is too wide for the butt of the shingle to go in, so I'll cut it off. I'll use a sharp utility knife. Score it on both sides and break it off. Okay, that goes in. Now I'll use this side to fill up that space. Now I'll check it for straight. Okay, that's got it. Now I'll put a nail in there. If this were a wood jamb, I'd put the nail right through here. But since this is finished vinyl, I'm going to put it right on the edge here where it'll be out of the way of the trim. Being careful not to smash the vinyl and set it with a nail set. All right, now if that's fixed, I'll move to the other side and check it. Now that the middle is held in place, I'll put 2 more shims on the top and the bottom. And after I've done that, I'll shear these off with my utility knife, like this. Now I'll check this with a piece of scrap sheetrock to make sure it's going to line up. That's good. Check the top and the bottom. All right, that's good. When the wall is insulated, this crack here between the window and the frame will be chinked with insulation. After the sheetrock goes in place, the trim will cover it like this. After I've finished the shims on this side, I'll move to the outside of the window and finish nailing up the flange. This window will be finished. This is the polyethylene vapor barrier, and I'm going to wrap it around the framing, staple it so it's good and tight. I'll be careful not to cut too close in the corner here, so that might avoid an air leak. Fold this up. And then trim off the excess. Now this is a frame made out of clear 1x6. It has rabbeted joints on the corners, and this is a stop bead that'll hold the fixed glass in place. I'll slide this in the opening and go about setting it pretty much the way I did the other window.
I want to make the sill just as level as it can be, because that'll also adjust the head at the same time, since the sides are parallel. Put some shingles in there to adjust it up. Then put a set of shingles at the top to snug it up. Now, since there's no nailing flange in the way, I can slide these shingles in from both sides. Fill up the space really neat. Check to make sure that it's going to be flush with the inside surface. Then nail right through the shingles with 8-penny finish nails. And set them about a 1/16 deep so that the holes can be filled. Check again and shim the bottom. Put a shim in the middle. On this side I've already got the shims at the top and bottom. When they're all nailed up, just cut them out of the way and get rid of them.
Well, this is a glazing tape. As you can see, it's very flexible. It's on a paper backing, and it'll expand and contract with temperature movements in the window. It'll be applied here on the inside of the stop, and the window will go against it. Now that the glazing tape is in place, I'll put the glass in. And I'll set them on these little setting blocks. I'll put these on the windowsill, one on each end and one in the middle. These are little cushions for the bottom of the glass. And the glass is ready to go in. Put them in first on the blocks. Slide it in, that's a good fit. It has a little room all the way around so that it can expand. Now these are the inside stops, and I've already put the tape on it. It's a little easier that way, and I'll carefully put it in place because it's very adhesive. Make sure that it's pressed up tight, and then I'll nail it down. Come around to the outside window to caulk the stop. I'm using this clear silicone caulk. The glazing tape didn't quite fill the whole space, and so I'll caulk right in this joint here. Moving back on the inside of the house, there's one more thing I have to do to finish this window. I'll seal this space with expanding foam. This will make your house much more comfortable and keep the drafts out. Don't try to put too much in because the foam expands over time. If you miss a place, you can always put some more in. And the bottom.